Kwame Asharala.
Kwame Asharala.
Kwame Asharala.
Kwame Asharala.
Kwame Asharala.
Kwame Asharala.
We back out here. Another Shabbat. I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, wa Malak Yahweh Shai. Right? We're going to kick this off through the Spirit. Right? Can the brother give me the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse number 19? Right?
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse number 19.
Bring it out.
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine.
Vengeance is who?
Vengeance is mine.
Right.
I will repay, saith the Lord.
I will repay, saith who?
Saith the Lord.
Nah, saith us.
Saith the Lord.
Right. So vengeance, right, is of the Lord. Right? Vengeance isn't of us, right? I hear a lot of times people be like, if y'all hate the white man so much, why don't y'all just go and start slaughtering them right now? And I'm just like, that's something that we won't do, because vengeance is of who?
Saith the Lord.
Saith who?
Saith the Lord.
The vengeance is saith the Lord, right? The vengeance isn't just for us to come out and just start wailing on all the other nations, right? That would be off, right? These people asking me these questions, you know what they really want? They want to see my so-called black ass in jail, right? That's what they want. They want me to go out there and make a fool of myself, right? And make a spectacle, so that they can prosecute all of us, you know, to and fro. So, you got a question? What's your nationality?
I'm from China.
You're from China?
Yeah.
Right. So this man right here is from China. And what did the Most High say? Read that again.
From the top?
Yep, from the top.
Dearly beloved,
right?
Avenge not yourselves,
right?
But rather give place unto wrath.
Right, unto wrath.
For it is.
Hold that, unto wrath, because this man right here, his people, right, had us building the wall of China.
Right.
Right? Putting our bodies underneath the wall of China, right? Covering it all up, had us in subjection, right? But what did the Lord say? Keep reading. Vengeance.
For it is written, vengeance is mine.
Vengeance is who?
Vengeance is mine.
That say who?
I will repay, saith the Lord.
Save who?
Saith the Lord.
So the Lord is going to repay vengeance onto your people for what your people have done to our people, right? That's what the Lord is going to do. He's going to pay vengeance unto your people for what your people did to our people.
Have a good day, guys.
You have a worse day. Right.
We can flee.
Come, bring that up.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse number 14.
Bring it out,
brother.
The Lord shall fight for you.
The Lord shall what?
The Lord shall fight for you.
Right, the Lord is going to be the one that's going to fight for us, right?
And ye shall hold your peace.
And ye shall what?
And ye shall hold your peace.
So we supposed to hold our peace right now. When, like the brother just brought out, we ain't supposed to be going out there, you know, we ain't gonna go and jump on the Moab man that just came up here, right? We're just gonna let him know that the Lord is gonna have vengeance, and we gotta hold our peace. And in that day, it's gonna be the day of judgment for him, right? Go ahead and bring that out, King.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse number 4.
Bring it out.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Are not what?
Are not carnal.
Right, it's a spiritual thing. Read.
But mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds.
Of what?
Of pulling down of strongholds.
The pulling down of strongholds, right? The strongholds would be these other nations and the hold that they have on us. Keep reading.
Casting down imaginations.
Right?
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh.
Read that again.
Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh.
Right?
And bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach.
Right. So we got to cast down these strongholds, these other nations that have a hold on us, not just physically, but they have a hold on us spiritually.
Right.
They have a hold on our mind.
Right.
Right. They put all these different things in front of us to distract us. Super Bowl, right? Then after that, you got the NBA All Stars. You know, you got Black History Month. You got all these things to distract us from the true thing, which is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They want us to stop keeping these law, statutes, and commandments so that they can have us in control, right? But we got to break that down, and that vengeance is going to be for the Most High to execute that judgment. Khan, can a brother give me the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, and verse number 30?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, and verse 30.
Bring it out.
Whatever, quick King. Hey, King, come here real quick. I got a question for you.
No, he left.
Bring that up.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 30.
Bring it out.
For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth unto me.
Right?
I will recompense, saith the Lord.
I will what?
I will recompense, saith the Lord.
Read.
And again, the Lord shall judge his people.
Shall judge who?
His people.
Right, so even our people have to be judged, right? The wicked of our people have to be judged, right? There's a vengeance that's going to happen to the wicked of our people too, right? Because you got a lot of Israelites out here who are just getting down with the get down, and then they're going to have to get that recompense coming to them as well. Right. Just because they want to get down with the get down. Right. But we ain't getting down with the get down. I hate the get down. Right, you can hold that. Can you bring me out Deuteronomy 32 and 43?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 43.
Bring it out.
Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people.
Right?
For he will avenge the blood of his servants and will render vengeance to his adversaries.
Read that again.
Rejoice, O ye nations, with his people.
Right?
For he will avenge the blood of his servants.
So he's going to avenge the blood of his servants, all the bloodshed that was put upon our people, right? Especially in this wicked land that we call spiritual Babylon. All the blood that was shed, you know, on these streets, in the field, all these different things, the blood that was shed, that's going to be recompense, right? Keep reading.
And will render vengeance to his adversaries,
right?
And will be merciful unto his land and to his people.
And to who?
And to his people.
Right. So even those wicked Israelites that are also going to have, that the Lord's going to have vengeance on, he's still going to have mercy on them. They're still going to be placed into the kingdom, right? At the end of the day. So yeah, they're going to have to go through a certain judgment, but he's still going to have mercy on his people because his people is the ones that he loves, right? Can you give me the book of Jeremiah 46 and 10, Bible Shah? Can you give me Isaiah 1 and 24? You bring that one up first.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 46 and 10. Right, because the Lord is the one that's going to execute that vengeance, right, onto the other nations and onto you wicked Israelites, right? Read that, brother.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 46, and verse 10.
Bring it out.
For this is the day of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, a day of vengeance.
A day of what?
A day of vengeance.
Nah, just it's just gonna be, you know, an hour.
A day of vengeance.
Read.
That he may avenge him of his adversaries.
Of his what?
Of his adversaries.
Right. The Lord is keep saying that he's gonna avenge of his adversaries. And that includes the people who come against the children of the Most High. That is the adversaries. These ones that were sent against us to put us in subjection, right? To break us down, not just physically, but mentally. Keep us in sin, shed our blood, right? That's who the Lord's adversaries are, right? hold that real quick, King. Bring that up.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse number 22.
Bring it out.
But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies and an adversary unto thine adversary.
Repeat that again.
But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice
Right.
and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies,
Right.
and an adversary unto thine adversaries.
Right. Then, so you keep the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments, right? His holy days, his feast days, the Shabbat, all of that. The Lord is gonna be on your side. He's gonna take control, and he's gonna give that vengeance unto your adversaries, and they will become his adversaries. Right? So you gotta be in the faith and stay in the faith, right? So you know that the Lord, thy God, is gonna be on your side, and he's gonna be there to take control and kill all these adversaries that are out here that are coming against the children of the Most High God, right? You can go ahead and finish that out.
And the sword shall devour, and it shall be satay, and made drunk with their blood.
With their what?
With their blood.
Right?
For the Lord Yahweh of hosts hath a sacrifice in the north country by the river Euphrates.
Right. Khan, you can drop that, King. So, you know, it's gonna be bloodshed there on out, right? The Lord ain't just all about hugs and kisses, right? The Lord ain't all about love this, love that. No, he's gonna come and he's gonna repay vengeance unto those adversaries, and it's gonna be in blood, right? Khan, you wanna bring out Yep, Khan.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 24.
Bring it out.
Therefore saith the Lord of hosts,
Right?
the mighty one of Israel.
The mighty one of who?
The mighty one of Israel.
Now, everybody.
The mighty one of
The
Israel.
mighty one of you Israelites, read.
I will ease me of mine adversaries and avenge me of mine enemies.
And do what?
And avenge me of thy enemies.
Right. Is there more on that? Come on, you can drop that. Yeah. So the Lord is the Lord of Israel, and he's gonna avenge the enemies of the Israelites. So you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Seminole Indians, right? You know who your enemy is. You know who your enemy is. So you can't be out here hand in hand with your enemy, because they're an enemy of the Most High God. And you gotta hate what the Most High God hates, because he's gonna come back, he's gonna repay everything that they done to you in blood, right? Can a brother get me the book of 1 Samuel 2 and 10, Baba Kashah?
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 2 and verse 10.
Bring it out.
The adversaries of the Lord shall be broken to pieces.
Shall be what?
Shall be broken to pieces.
Right, they're gonna be broken into pieces. Read.
Out of heaven
Right.
shall he thunder upon them.
Shall he what?
Shall he thunder upon them.
Right, so these adversaries are gonna be broken into pieces, right? They're gonna be broken into many different pieces, right? So again, the adversaries of the Lord are not just gonna make it into the kingdom because they believe on what the world calls Jesus Christ. No, they're gonna be broken into pieces, and the Most High God is gonna be the one to execute that through His Son Yahweh Shai, right? You can drop that, King. Can you get me the book of Psalms 2 and 9, Baba Shah?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Read.
Thou shalt dash them in pieces.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt dash them in
They're
pieces.
gonna be broken with a rod of iron and dashed into pieces. Damn, that's a horrible judgment. And you don't want that to fall on you either. Read.
like a potter's vessel.
Like a what?
Like a potter's vessel.
So you know, like when you got a pot, right? And it's made out of clay, right? And you know, you eating out of it, or it's a vase or whatever. Let's just say it's a vase made out of clay. Got a damn cat. Stinking ass cat. I love cats. Stinking ass cat. And that cat come up and he's just giving you the eye. He's just like. And then when that thing hit the floor, what happens? It's broken into pieces. That's the same thing that's gonna happen to the adversaries of the Most High God. They're gonna be broken into pieces, but they ain't just gonna fall onto the ground. They're gonna be broken with a rod of iron, right? Can you give me the book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse number 26?
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 26.
Bring it out.
And he that overcometh
Right?
and keepeth my works unto the end,
Right?
to him will I give power over the nations.
We'll give what?
I will give power over the nations.
So you Israelites that keepeth his word, you keep his law, statutes, and commandments. You do everything right by the Lord. You get out of these strongholds that these people have you in. You stop calling yourself black, Hispanic, Native, Seminole, Indian, and you go by what the Most High God called you. Then the Most High God will give you power over all the other nations. Read.
And he shall rule them with the rod of iron.
With the what?
With the rod of iron.
Right.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers.
Be broken to what?
Broken to shivers.
Right. So they're gonna be broken to shivers. They're gonna get hit. They're gonna be like, ooh, I felt that. And we just gonna keep on hitting them until they broken to pieces. Thus say the Lord. Right? Khan. Can you give me the book of Nahum, chapter 1, and verse number 2? And can you give me the book of Sirach, chapter 35, and verse number 18?
That out.
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious.
And what?
And is furious.
Right. He's furious about everything that you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Seminole Indians are doing in contrary to the Most High God. Read.
The Lord is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries.
Right.
And he reserveth wrath for his enemies.
For his what?
For his enemies.
Right. So even, these other nations are the enemies of the Most High God, right? And he's gonna bring that wrath upon them, right? Because he's a jealous God. But also, if you're sitting there hand in hand with your enemies, that wrath is also gonna come onto you, right?
The Lord is slow to anger and great in power,
Right?
and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord had his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and in the clouds are the dust of his feet.
Right?
He rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry.
Right?
He drieth up the rivers, Bashan languisheth, and Carmel and the flower of Lebanon languish. The mountains quake at him.
The what?
The mountains quake at him.
Right, because the Most High God, he does all these different things, right? The mountains quake, he causes earthquakes, he does all these different things. Read.
And the hills melt, and the earth is burnt at his presence.
At his what?
At his presence.
So when the Most High God comes back, through his son, Yahweh Shai, this earth is going to melt in the presence of the Lord, right? Through nuclear thermal missiles that's going to melt this place, right? Read.
The earth is burnt at his presence, yea, the world and all that dwell therein.
Right?
Who can stand before his indignation?
Who can what?
Who can stand before his indignation?
Read.
And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him.
Right. So all of these things is going to happen, thus say the Lord. to all the wicked people who come against the Most High God, whether it's the ones that are Israelites who don't keep His word, or whether you're the heathen, right, that is going against the children of Israel, right? Come on, you got present.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 15.
Bring it out.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind,
Like a what?
Like a whirlwind.
Right?
to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
And his rebuke with what?
And his rebuke with flames of fire.
He gonna be spitting fire down upon this earth, right? These people have to be burnt up. This place has to burn. This place right here can't stand forever.
Right.
This is the chief wicked place on this earth right now. It has to go into the fire, right? Read.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
Will he what?
Will the
Lord plead with all flesh.
Right, by the sword and with fire. He ain't an all-loving God. He
And-
gonna come with fire and with the sword.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Shall be who?
Shall be many.
Not just a few.
Shall be many.
There's gonna be many that's gonna be slain by the Lord, right? There's gonna be many that's gonna be slain in that day when the Lord comes back, right? Now you don't want to be amongst the many that's gonna be slain. You want to be on the other side. You want to be one of the rightful elect, right? You don't want to be the one slain by the Lord, right? Get tossed to and fro by a damn sword. You hit this way, then hit this way, body part that way, another body part this way, then you get consumed with fire. That's a bad way to go out. That's a fatality, like the brother said. Speaking on Mortal Kombat. Alright, Khan, you gonna bring that out for me?
Yeah, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 35 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient toward them,
Right.
till he hath smitten in sunder the loins of the unmerciful,
The loins of the what?
unmerciful,
Read.
and repaid vengeance to the heathen.
To the who?
To the heathen.
Right, so the vengeance has to come to the heathen, right? That's all these other nations that's outside the children of Israel. Every nation has had a part in keeping the children of Israel down. They all come together as crafty counsel to come against the children of Israel to make sure that we ain't keeping our laws, statutes, and commandments, right? And for that, they're adversary unto the Lord, and the Lord has to pay that vengeance. Keep reading.
Till he hath taken away the multitude of the proud,
Of the what?
of the proud,
Keep reading.
and broken the scepter of the unrighteous.
And broken the what?
He's broken the scepter of the unrighteous.
Right, he has to break the scepter of the unrighteous. All you unrighteous Israelites, the wicked heathen, all of y'all gonna be broken and be hit to shivers, right? Con, you got precept? Con, bring that up.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
And I looked, and behold, a white cloud. And upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
And a what?
A sharp sickle.
Right?
And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap.
And what?
And reap.
Right?
Slakia. Thrust in thy sickle and reap.
Right?
For the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe.
Right.
And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle.
Thrust in thy what?
Thrust in thy sharp sickle.
Right. Thrust in thy sharp sickle. Read.
And gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe.
for her grapes are fully ripe. The vine of the earth, meaning the ones that come from that vine, right? And the grapes are ripe, meaning it's a ripe time for all wickedness that has built up. And now it's the time of vengeance to happen. Read.
And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh.
Right?
And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress.
And blood came out of where?
And blood
came out of the winepress.
Right, that blood has to come out of that winepress. That's the blood of the people that are going to be shed that come against the Most High God, right?
Come.
Read.
Even unto the horses' bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
Wow, that's a lot. So
blood all the way up.
yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood, right?
The horse gonna be swimming.
There's gonna be we're gonna be swimming. We're gonna be swimming in blood, pretty much. There's gonna be so many people slain that the blood is just gonna overflow. It's gonna be taller than us, right? It's gonna be damn over the horse, right? So it's just gonna be too much blood being shed, right? Because all of these things that the other nations have done unto the children of Israel, it has to be blood for blood, right? It has to be blood for blood. Khan, you got reset?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63 from the top.
Get out.
Who is this that cometh from Edom, with thy garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
Right?
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Right?
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat?
Right?
I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury.
And trample them what?
And trample them in my fury.
Read.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
And their blood what?
And their
Blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
Right. Because
And I will stain my raiment.
Right, because when he comes back with that sword and he's hitting you with that sword, every slice, there's gonna be blood sprinkling out of you all over the garment. That white garment is gonna be turned to red. It's gonna be scarlet red, right? Come on, you wanna hold that, King? You bring out the precept.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and 33.
Bring it out.
So, ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are.
Right,
For blood, it defileth the land.
right,
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein.
right,
But by the blood of him that shed it.
right. Read that again.
But by the blood of him that shed it.
Right, because this whole land is this blood all over this whole land, right? The so-called Native Americans were here before any conquistador came here, and in South America you had all these different tribes that were there before the so-called conquistadors came over there, the Edomites. And what did they do? They trotted them down, and they had blood defile the land. So blood has to be played with blood, right? So in that day, that blood is going to be paid by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? Khan, you got preset?
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse number 12.
Bring it out.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood,
Right?
and establisheth a city by iniquity.
By what?
By iniquity.
Right. Woe meaning destruction unto those who build a city with blood, right? And it's all iniquity. It's all it's vanity. You got the so-called white man, the so-called Chinese man, the so-called East Indian man, the so-called Japanese man walking all through these cities, and all of it has been built upon the blood of our people. And that blood has to be recompensed, right? So we need to, so not we, but the Most High God needs to come back and shed their blood so that this blood that's on this land can be cleansed, right? Go ahead and bring out what I had you holding.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 19.
Bring it up.
Surely thou wilt slay the wicked, O Yahweh.
Right?
Depart from me, therefore, bloody men,
Ye what?
ye bloody men,
Right?
for they speak against thee wickedly, and thine enemies take thy name in vain.
Take that what?
Take thy name in vain.
Right.
Do not I hate them?
Do not what?
Do not I hate them?
Read.
O Lord, that I hate thee,
Right.
and am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee?
That rise up what?
That rise up against thee?
Right. So the ones that rise up against us, we hate them.
God.
Right, right. The ones that rise up, King, the ones that rise up against the Lord, we hate them.
Right.
Right?
I hate them with a perfect hatred.
With the what?
With a perfect hatred.
Now we can't hate.
With a perfect hatred.
It's a perfect hatred. That's a perfect hatred that we have towards the people that come against the Most High God, right? And the children of Israel, right? Keep reading.
I count them mine enemies.
My what?
Mine enemies.
Right.
Search me, O Yahweh, and know my heart.
Right? So in your heart, you gotta count these people as your enemy because they come against the Most High God.
Right.
And they do it through us. Read.
Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me,
Right.
and lead me in the way everlasting.
You can drop that, King. Right? Can a brother give me the book of Joel 3:19, Baba Shah?
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 19.
Bring it out.
Egypt shall be a desolation,
Right?
and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness.
Read.
For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood.
Because they what?
Because they have shed innocent blood.
Right, so the violence of these people that shed our innocent blood is going to become a desolate place. Like the brother had brought out earlier, there's going to be that fire that's going to be raining down because this place has to get burnt up. And that sword that's going to come against the people for doing all of the atrocities that they have done towards the children of Israel. Keep reading, brother.
In their land,
Right?
but Judah shall dwell forever.
For what?
Forever.
Right.
And Jerusalem from generation to generation.
Right, so we're going to dwell forever for generation to generation. Read.
For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed.
Right?
For the Lord dwelleth in Zion.
Right. So that blood has to be cleansed, right? It has to be blood for blood, right? We just ain't gonna just take back the land, you know, peacefully. Okay, I get my land back, you know. Can we please do this? Can we please? No, we're gonna have to cleanse that with blood. Thus say Yahweh, thus say Yahweh Shai, right? Khan. Can a brother get me the book of Isaiah 26 and 21, Baba Shah?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 21.
Bring it out.
For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity.
For their what?
For their iniquities.
Read.
The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
And no more what?
And no more cover her slain.
Right, so that blood that was shed, they can't just hide it anymore. Because the Most High God is gonna come and he's gonna repay that blood. Because like I said before, it's gonna be blood for blood. Right? It's vengeance on these heathens. It's vengeance on the wicked. It has to happen. It has to come to pass. Right? There's no more covering it up. They're trying to take things out the school system now so that we don't know what happened to our people. But we always gonna know what happened to our people, right? You can't take it out of a history book. You can't take it out of the schools. You can't take it off the TV.
Right.
Because we got resources, right? Resources that Esau has put in place. Google, libraries, all these different resources. And with all these resources, we can go back and see exactly what happened to our people. The hangings, the field, right? Us building other countries up.
Well documented.
Right, well documented. And when we see these things, it has to make you angry. You can't just sweep it under the rug. It has to make you angry. The things that happen to your people time and time again has to make you angry, and it has to make you think and wonder, who am I really? Who was I before they called me a black? Who was I before they called me Hispanic? Who was I before they called us any of these nations that they call us, these derogatory terms? Who was I? Then once you come to this true knowledge and understanding of this truth, then you gotta serve the Most High God with all thy heart, right? So you got reason? So.
Batteries.
God. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 21.
Bring it out.
And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence.
That's with what?
Thus with violence.
That's with what?
Thus with violence.
Read.
Shall thy great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all.
No more at what?
No more at all.
This great city Babylon has to burn, it has to be trodden down, and it cannot be found no more at all. Thus say the Lord, thus say Yahweh Shai. And with that, I want to give all praises and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. Kwame Yasharallah.
Kwame Yasharallah.
Kwame Yasharallah.
Kwame Yasharallah.
Kwame Yasharallah. Kwame Yasharallah. All praise to the Most High.
Hey, say them want come test me. Pick two rap with a sling might lick off and met like a man from Jesse. Heard that they talking that big talk, lip off, which God, listen, don't vex me. I'ma stand for the Father perpetually, definitely big man, don't get chesty. Any weapon they form, don't stress me. Hey, I'm an Israelite child, no destiny. Separated, he chose and select me. In his ring, he clothing, he dressed me. Look without him, my soul will be empty. To the Lord of the hosts, I confess thee. I don't do this for sport or for trendies. Disrespect, it'll only get messy. Yeah, they can never take hold of my faith. I'ma stand with my sword at the gate. Holiness to the Lord on the plate. See, your idols ain't holding no weight. I ain't here trying to hold no debate. See, my God ain't no soul to replace. Disrespecting a stone in your face. Look, you must be a fool to